just because it violates my conscience doesn't mean that it violates yours. And this is where a lot of people will disagree with me. I'm sure a lot of you right now maybe have been with me up until this point, and then maybe now we'll separate again. Because this isn't a salvation issue, and it's a sin issue so long as you are being obedient to God. What do I mean by that? So for me, it violates my conscience. So if I participate, then for me, it's a sin. But it may not violate yours. And I've received literally hundreds of messages and comments on my videos from people saying, hey, Joel, thanks for sharing. Thanks for, offering your thoughts and your opinions. We disagree with you. We use this night as a way to be sociable with our community, to connect with our neighbors, and it's a fun time and whatever. And that's great. I'm not doing this video to shame anybody or to judge anybody. I'm just simply stating my fact and my perspective. So I'm not saying if you're a Christian and you celebrate Halloween, you're sinning. I think that's where people go too far. This is where it's one of these issues where it's a conscience thing. Just like, I think it's in Romans or Corinthians, I can't remember right now, where there was an issue in the early church about eating of meat that was sacrificed to false gods. And some people could eat it and it not affect them, and others couldn't eat it. And so, it just depends on your conscience before the Lord. And so, my advice to you in this subject is to go before God and ask what He would say. What does God want you to do? It sounds so cliche. It sounds so whatever, typical Christian answer, but it legitimately is what you need to do. Some of you, if you do that, you may be surprised at what God would say. And that's what I did. Last year, didn't really feel convicted, but I hadn't really done my due diligence. This year, I did my due diligence, and then I came to the point where I was like, I can't do it. And I just felt like God was putting His finger saying, no, for me and my household. So I encourage you, spend some time with God, figure out what He's saying, and then be obedient. But I do also want to encourage you, though, to take some time, if you haven't yet, do a little bit of research, because I feel like a lot of Christians just don't know some stuff. Like they just stay a bit naive to the reality of the night. And I'm saying that because it changed my perspective. Had I not done my research and done that and took the time to really explore, I don't know if I would ever reach this particular decision. But looking back, I'm glad that I did, because now I'm informed and I could actually make a complete decision versus making a decision being a bit naive, which I was last year. So if you haven't yet, do some research, spend some time, inform yourself, then go before the Lord and see what He says, and then obey. And if it's yay for Halloween, awesome. If it's not, awesome. The goal is to find out what God is saying and do it.